What's on my pants? Okay, cool. This is the part of the stream where I go, at everyone. Good afternoon. I'm here now. Late. But don't mention that. Or else I'll feel bad. Dude, the fucking camera looks so bad. That's incredible. It's horrible. Why is it like that? I don't understand. I feel like I'm gonna have to like write this. I'm gonna have to fix it, right? And then I'm gonna have to write the settings on a sticky note or something, and then just use that because this is kind of ridiculous. Who's this gray ghoul? It's me, Daddy. What I was just bitching about. You missed it. Every fucking time I open OBS or press go live, scared me. It fucking breaks my settings. I don't understand it. And so every stream I try to fix it, right? And then the I don't know what I don't even know how to actually. It's tolerable. Whatever. Good enough for now. This isn't even gonna be an incredibly long stream. I'm tired out. I'm late. I'm mostly how do I put it? I said that I would stream, and I want to stream, but I'm late. I'm sweaty. I'm tired. Well, I'm not sweaty. I'm moist because I'm fresh out the shower. But I'm trying really hard to motivate myself with because I said I would. Word is bond and all that, you know? That kind of thing. Try to have follow through. Try to be a good, dependable guy. And I want to play Street Fighter, you know?
I believe in you.
Thank you. That took its sweet ass time to figure itself out. You know, I feel most importantly, though, for the first time in a very long time, I believe in myself. And I'll tell you why. Over the last couple years, I've been setting goals, and I've been meeting those goals. Like my GPA. I have a 3.65, which is, well, if 100% is a 4.0, yeah, so I think that's a 95 average. Find out. What? What is a 0.5? Fuck you, dude. B plus average. 87 to 89% on a 4.0 scale. Mostly A minuses and B pluses, yeah. And so when I went back to school, I set the goal of I want a 3.5 GPA. Now I have a 3.65. I'm happy about that. I set the goal that I wanted to reach Master in Street Fighter, and I did it, and it felt fucking incredible. I wanted to buy a new car and drive that bitch directly off the lot. Did it. Feels fucking great. Even, like, the littler things, like I got back in school to begin with, you know? That's huge. That's huge. That feels great. So I'm trying to... Oh, I'm learning Spanish, right? That was a whole other, like, 10-year grudge match that I was mad about, man. I was like... I've tried to actually learn this language and it's not working out. So I just declared a minor, started taking formal Spanish classes, and just this morning I had a broken but full conversation in Spanish with an individual who speaks zero English, and that feels fucking phenomenal. I said I want to stream, so I'm gonna stream. I want to get good at Street Fighter. I'm gonna get good at Street Fighter. I said I wanted to make more shit in general. And so I made a questionable decision today. I guess it's not questionable. It just... I know this guy that I find him intriguing. And he does a podcast about religion. And he said that he's always looking for people to come on the show. The whole idea is it's... like an interview format from the perspective of an individual who is trying to figure out religion for themselves. And so he's having on different people of different faith. And he mentioned, he's like, I'm always looking for people to come on the show. And I was like, I'd come on the show. And he's like, oh, hey, great. Yeah, that would be great. And then he got distracted. And he went on talking to someone else. And I was like, well, I got shit to do. I got to go home, right? And then today he came up to me and he's like, hey, do you still want to come on the show? And I was like, yeah, but I don't know if I'm the kind of person you're going to want to have on a show about religion. And he kind of explained it to me again. And I was like, listen, I did research. I Googled you and I listened to a little bit of your podcast. I know what's going on here, but I need you to understand that I'm an atheist. And I'm not necessarily in the business of trying to pull people away from their faith. But if you wanted to have a conversation about how I became an atheist, then sure, by all means. And he said, absolutely. Can you make Friday at 3 work? And I said, yeah, I think I can do that. Oh, very lovely, right? I gotta see if I can get I'm gonna need like an hour and a half off work, right? To go do it on Friday. But I'm certain that... Yeah, I told him, I was like, for starters, I told him a bunch of shit. But I told him, one, I don't use my real name for any of the content that I work on. And he's like, that's fine, I don't care, that's cool. And I was like, I'm an atheist, I don't have like a faith, I'm not gonna try and convince you to leave faith. But if you wanted to interview me about, you know, my lack thereof, then by all means. And he said, absolutely. And I was like, and my final stipulation is I want to see the questions before the interview, so I have time to prep. And he said, yeah, man. So on Friday I'm recording. I'm gonna go on a Reginald Alexander, the Atheist Avenger. Not an Avenger. But yeah, Reginald Alexander, the Atheist. It feels like a weird thing to agree to now that I've really thought about it. But I'm interested. I'm intrigued, and I like people taking the initiative to make shit, you know. And I'm not like an anti-theist by any means. I used to be a lot more anti-theist. But lately, I wish I was religious, right? Like, I wish that I had the customs and practices. I also wish I had the comfort that seems to come from religion. Which is just cope, you know? It's just how I wish that I could feel... I wish I could cope better. Because I'm very much so an existentialist. Actually, I think the way that I think now, and I haven't thought about my personal philosophy on life in a long time, but I think I would more accurately fall under the title of phenomenalist. Because I'm not really nihilistic. I just don't think that there's any creator. Oh, fuck. I don't think there's a creator. I think that we're here just by sheer phenomenon. And I'm definitely an existentialist for obvious reasons, that I don't believe that there's any purpose to any of this. I think it's all just uncontrolled chaos, and the fact that we make it through every day without people finding new ways to fuck it up for the rest of us. I mean, people are still doing that. People are still always going to find a way to fuck it up for other people, but... yeah, man. I'm a little like, I've been on a couple of different podcasts, right? And I like it. I like being on the mic, and I like having conversations with people. But this is, I guess, maybe the most formal thing I've ever been on. And I don't really know the guy. He's just a guy in one of my classes. He's an, I want to say older fella, but I don't think he's really that old. I think he's only in his 40s. Which, it feels easy to be like, yeah, he's an older guy. But, I mean, I'm 34, so... where's that line drawn? I need to grab my phone real quick. 1 second. Shout out to that old man. He's old enough to have red receipts turned on. So, that's kind of interesting. I don't know many people that have that. I don't. I reserve the right to read your text message and then ignore you. That's my right as an American. We're getting that link a little better now. Except I'm still missing a frame somewhere there. Which, I had a whole other thing I was going to rant about. I think a lot of this, too... I like being interviewed. I think that that's very fun. But I also think I want to interview people more. And I think that being interviewed is a good way to... I think that's a good way to kind of get a better idea. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. A little nervous. Another news, it's already 200 fucking degrees out there. I watched a video today about what this character is capable of. This character is way fucking dirtier than I thought he was. Some of the shit that this guy is capable of is really cool. That's the hardest part. All right, let's play some. But yeah, man. We'll, something. We had a guest lecturer in one of my classes today that presented on talking about dating and like the difference in expectations between men and women. Oh shit. Did you learn anything fun? I did. So, hold on. I actually cannot fucking... Oh, I had learned a new combo for that, too. Oh, shit. The biggest fucking takeaway... The biggest takeaway from this class, or from this lecture, I really just expected him to start fucking pressing buttons again. My biggest takeaway was some of the responses that, when we were talking about expectations, some of the responses that came out of people about what they expect, like gendered expectations, right? I keep doing that, expecting him to... Oh, shit. So fuck, my brain feels so fried. I can't do two things at once. You're gonna have to hold on. Unless this guy doesn't rematch me. Okay. So this guest lecturer, she started by asking the class about their expectations for the opposite sex, or the way that they expect their people of their sex to behave. And when people started listing the expectations, I realized that there really are a lot of men out there that expect their woman, and we're talking just binary, sure. We don't have to justify things for now, right? We're talking binary. Uh a lot of men do expect more traditional values from women than I thought did. And obviously I have a personal bias because I break gender barriers everywhere. I break gender expectation everywhere, right? Uh, as does my significant other, and it's, you know, at this point it's just so commonplace. I'm super used to a lot of my friends being very non-traditional, very progressive, but some of these guys really still just want this more traditional woman, and I the way they talk about it is really weird. And one of the things that got me was paying for people on a date. And um uh fuck. Uh what really got me, so this guy went on a date with this woman, and at the end of the date she paid, and he was genuinely annoyed and offended by that. And the girl behind him said, "Why did you let her?" And I will say that both of those concepts are rhetorically very fucking interesting. Because on one hand, when I mean, obviously it doesn't apply to me anymore, right? But when I would go on a date and the woman would offer to pay, I'd say, "Hey, I came expecting to pay, but if you'd like to, I'm not going to argue with you, but how about we meet in the middle and we can split the check? But it's still not off the table. If you would like, I will pay. I'll pay for the whole check. I came expecting to pay the check, and I don't mind." Because even though I don't necessarily adhere to these general guidelines or expectations that American men set forth for themselves, I understand that there is the game to be played. There is the expectation, and I guess I don't necessarily mind fulfilling that role. But I would never be offended if the woman on the other side of the table said, "No, I insist, I'll pay for the date." And I say, "Okay, that would be great," or "That's great. How about I get to pay for our second date?" Right? That seems like a reasonable, level-headed thing to do. And then the rhetoric of, "Why did you let her?" from a woman asking, "Why did you let her pay for the date?" That's fascinating to me, because that implies that she has already subconsciously absolved herself of some agency and wouldn't, like, I don't, how do I articulate this? That just, why would you let her? As if the man is naturally in control of the situation, and what he says goes, right? Like, there's something super fucking crazy about that to me. A lot of what I learn out of a lot of these lectures isn't necessarily, I mean, obviously I learn what's being taught, ideally. That's the whole fucking point that I'm there. It's the whole reason I show up. But, yo, now that is an outfit. I didn't mean to do that. Ah! That was a little sketchy, but we got there. Blew that one, too. Spear! Oh, I didn't press my fucking anti-air fast enough. Watch this cuts. Oh, what? I thought for sure she was dead. Oh, Christ. Damn. Spear. Ah, fuck. Alright, GG. Yeah, man, gender studies is I don't mean to say actually, right? But gender studies is very fascinating. Oh, she can just recover from that quickly? I don't know when any of this shit ends. Does that hit me? It does, apparently. And I think it kills me. It doesn't. That was bad. Oh, she's crouching. Elena's such a cool character, man. Oh, what? Damn. I was supposed to be level 1. What? Fucked up. That's bad. I'm just dead now. What? I'm not gonna do it again? Elena, I'm not. I don't even know how to pronounce that shit. Wow, she plays Diamond 4? Okay. Interesting. Hello? This is him. How can I help you? I answered that thinking that it was going to be someone that, anyways. My fucking ISP trying to sell me more services, and I should have known better. But this is the second time they've called me. Finally a top. Oh, I thought you couldn't see that. I wasn't bothering to ban the account. Where are all these fucking new challengers coming from? What the shit? Oh, cunt. Damn. Okay, good DP. Watch this cutscene. Guy's name is Alex Takid. Wonder what that's like. No, kill me. That does link. Oh shit. Let's go. I feel like I'm starting to actually get somewhere with this character. I'm learning. I'm identifying patterns. Need a little more Boyd in her. What do you think? Hi, BPS. You looking at me? You will get no beef jerky. I'm sorry. I ain't dealing with any mix. I know what comes from that. How's the winsome dog? He's winsome. He's a good boy. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to just fucking buffer it. Yeah, I'm getting grabbed on. I'm almost dead. Ooh, you're lucky I don't know shit. Kicked in the fucking head. But Bubby's good. We've had a little bit of a rough go at it the last little bit. He was peeing in the house for a little bit there. And I'm still not sure what that's about. Ah, he's fucking crouching. Fuck me. Fuck me. You ain't better than me, bitch. Watch this cutscene. But it reacted, or sort of didn't. Get off of me. I think I get a little bit of geef anxiety. Spear! You know, that's a pretty good answer. I feel really tired out. Damn.
Here comes a new challenger. Okay, round one. Fight.
Ugh. Nah.
Round two. Fight.
What? Whiff? Yeah, okay. Ah, what are we doing here, huh? I feel like I just don't have it in me today. Is that the love of my life? I believe it is. Hey! You get the fucking carpet spike? Hell yeah. Okay.
Round two. Fight.
Oh, my anti-air. Ah, I'm just throwing. I don't have the focus for it, man. Hello. Welcome home. Hi, I love you. How are you today?
I'm good.
Oops. Okay. Hey, I don't have it in me today. I'm tired out and I'm unfocused. And The love of my life is here, so I'm gonna go hang out with her instead. Thank you so much for watching my stream. I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you so much. I will see you tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or maybe a little later if I have to poo-poo. Okay, bye-bye.